Today, the question has finally been answered. If John Jones walks into a room, if Francis Ngannou walks into a room, and Ilia Topuria walks into a room, Ilia Topuria comes out that room. And Khamzat is standing by the door. All of this and more on today's episode of Matter of Fact MMA. What's up? What's happening? Let's go. What's up, guys? We right back at it. We right back with it. And like I just said, the question has been answered. Ilia Topuria comes out that room. As we are on the heels, we are at the end, we are at the caboose, if you will, of UFC 308, in which in the main event, Ilia Topuria goes out there and knocks out and stops Max Holloway. So, I've been crying for like 3 days now because I'm a Max Holloway fan. And I feel that at featherweight, the Bless Express has derailed. So, the best part is, though, there's a new train track, and it's called 155 pounds lightweight division. So, the Bless Express will now start chug-a-lugging along on the 155 pound lightweight division. But in the meantime, Ilia Topuria, this man, the John Wick villain himself, you know what I'm saying? The James Bond villain himself, Ilia Topuria, the man that has the world in the palm of his hand, has done the unthinkable, has done the impossible. He has stopped Max Holloway, and he deserves all the props. He deserves to be called him. He deserves to be called the man that walks out of that room. As Dana White has been pondering for months now. Who walks out that room? It ain't John. It ain't Francis. It's Ilia. Ilia walks out that room. This man packs dynamite in both fists. I mean, this dude, if you got some drywall up in your house, you know what I'm saying, that's getting on your nerves, call Ilia. Because Ilia gonna punch it down, you know what I'm saying? He's got drywall work waiting in the wings, you know what I'm saying? Just hit him on the low. It's called Ilia, it's called Topuria Construction. Hit him up, that homie will knock your walls down. Because this man is out there doing folks dirty. We're talking about a man that has defeated Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway in the same year. And I'm going to be real with you. Looking at featherweight, who's going to beat Ilia? You know what I'm saying? When you look at the featherweight rankings, bro, as I'm pulling them up right now, who's going to beat that man? You know what I'm saying? I am a huge Diego fan. You know what I'm saying? Huge Diego Lopez fan. But I'm not sure he ready for Ilia just yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, bro, shout out to Ilia Topuria. It's the only thing I can say. Still the featherweight champion of the world. And still, I'm willing to eat that one. You know, I thought Max Holloway, as I'm checking these rankings here, I thought Max Holloway, okay, here we go, was going to be able to do his thing. But, dude, as I'm looking at these rankings, I mean, are you really going to lock Ilia in the octagon with Yair Rodriguez and in Yair Rodriguez's life like that? You know what I'm saying? What? Brian Ortega? Arnold Allen? Like, what are we doing here? Do you think Aljamain Sterling wants that Ilia Topuria smoke? No, he don't. As I'm looking at these rankings, honestly, I think the only two guys that got smoked for Ilia is Diego Lopez and Movsar Evloev, and I don't see either one of them beating Ilia at this time. I'm not saying either man can't beat Ilia way further down the line after 25 more training camps and a whole lot of game planning, but right now at this moment, I don't see a featherweight walking that is going to beat Ilia Topuria, and that is including Alexander Volkanovski. As I understand it, after the fight ended, Ilia Topuria, I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place. He knocked out Max Holloway in the second round. You know what I'm saying? He stopped the man in the second round. Bro, I just don't see, they trotted old man Volk out there after the fight. He got in the octagon, and they pretty much strong-armed Ilia, Dana White and Volk into saying that, they strong-arm Ilia into saying Volk is next. I don't see that. That's not going to fare well for Volk. That's literally going to send him into an early grave. I mean, that's sending his career into an early grave. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, you want to mess with Topuria, Construction, well, we'll knock your walls down, bro. You don't want no parts of that. I'm trying to tell you, Volk, that's not the smoke you want. You do better fight Diego Lopez, fight Molzar. You do better fighting somebody else, bro, because you don't want that Topuria smoke, bro. Okay? Because this rematch, the dude's going to prove it didn't matter if you fought Makhachev a week before the fight. Topuria is coming for that. You know what I'm saying? Pause. And it's a wrap, bro. So, shout out to Ilia Topuria. Like I said, I've been crying for like 3 days now over the loss of Max. Shout out to Max Bless Holloway. The Bless Express is on its way to 155 pounds and will move forward. So, that was that, bro. How about in the co-main event? I've been crying for 3 days about this. How about the Wolf? Khamzat Chimaev feasted on Bobby Knuckles. The Wolf, Khamzat Chimaev broke Robert Whittaker's face. He broke his face. His jaw fell off in the octagon and accidentally got kicked by the referee. The man's lower jaw fell out on the ground in the middle of the octagon. Just fell out. Khamzat Chimaev goes out there in the first round and chokes the life out of... Well, really, he didn't. He didn't even choke him. He just goes out there and wrenched the man's face on the ground, and the man's jaw fell off. And all of his lower teeth just fell out like chiclets. On the ground. Bro, I can't say no more about it. Bro. I've been crying for 3 days. Bobby Knuckles took a loss. It was a heavy loss. It was a heavy toll that was paid, bro. I mean, these two main events, dog, it was like Max Holloway and Bobby Knuckles stole the lunch money of both of their opponents, bro, because it was bad, bro. Like, Robert Whittaker tapped as soon as that forearm snapped his jaw, bro, and pushed his teeth all the way back in the little thing that is hanging at the back of your mouth. His teeth was touching that. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And at this point, when you're looking at that, bro, I know Sean Strickland was supposed to be getting the rematch or whatever. My dude, bump all of that before Khamzat contracts something else. Gets sick for another 12 months. He'll be out another year, or something happens over in Russia, and then we can't see Khamzat fight. Bro, hide Khamzat out in a country where he can fight and fly freely. And my dude, lock him in the cage with Steel Knox Duplessis. Dricus Duplessis. Lock him in the cage with him and let's see it. I don't even really need to see Sean Strickland and Duplessis yet. I don't need to see that, bro. Right now, I'm calling for Dricus Duplessis and Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight championship of the world. And to be honest with you, I ain't making a call yet. Because if you're thinking that Khamzat is going to go in there and break that iron chin, that iron jaw of Steel Knox, you got another thing coming, buddy. I just really wanted to say that. Bro, I want to see Dricus Duplessis step in the octagon with Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight title, and I still might pick Dricus Duplessis regardless of Bobby Whittaker, Robert Whittaker's face laying on the ground. Nevertheless, bro, shout out to Khamzat. He goes out there. The Ilia fight won him performance of the night. The Khamzat fight won him performance of the night. Shout out to both of those men. Let's move on. How about Magomed Ankalaev? Goes out there and does Ankalaev things against Rakic. Here was the thing, bro. I saw some people trying to pick Rakic. That was probably because of your hate for Magomed. And I told everyone in my breakdown of this fight, Magomed's going to win, bro. You can't take that away from him. He's a good, well-rounded fighter, bro. The man didn't shoot for one takedown in this fight to prove a point. It wasn't an action-packed fight, but he tried, you know what I'm saying? And so shout out to him. Magomed Ankalaev gets the win and actually got Dana White to admit in the post-fight press conference that he is probably going to be next for the light heavyweight championship fight. But what Dana White didn't say is that going to be Alex Pereira's next fight? We'll see. Nevertheless, Magomed Ankalaev goes out there and gets the win. How about Lerone Murphy goes out there and defeats Dan Ige? I'm not sure what really went on there. It almost seemed like, I don't know. I'm not going to say Dan Ige gassed out, but he just seemed to lose a lot of steam after that first round. I'm not sure what was really going on there, but shout out to Lerone Murphy. He goes out there, he gets a win. You know what I'm saying? The man has done his thing in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? It's time to give him a really, 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 it's time to really give him a solid opponent. An opponent in which that if he wins that fight, it boosts him in a almost not quite a contender spot, but just one ranking below a contender spot for the championship. The man hasn't lost, bro. He's doing his thing. Shout out to him. He got caught by Dan Ige. He was on skates. He was wobbled. He was driving down you-know-what street. He was having problems and troubles. It was a bridge over troubled waters, if you will. But Lerone Murphy makes it through. Shout to him. How about Shaira Magomedov? Goes out there with the double back fist. Double spinning back fist. Bing, bing. And knocks out Arman Petrosyan. Bro, shout out to Shaira Bullock. You know what I'm saying? The man, he's a red-haired pirate, and he's sailing the 7 seas on his way to Israel Adesanya. Yeah, I called it. On his way to Israel Adesanya. Shaira Bullock hollered at him. Israel, he watched the fight. He saw it on his stream. He reacted to it. I don't care. Lock him in the octagon. I'm not saying Shaira Bullock is going to beat Israel Adesanya. He seems to think he can beat Izzy. I ain't saying he going to beat Izzy. I don't know if your striking is on that Israel Adesanya level, lil' bro. I kind of feel like Izzy would go in there and lil' bro him. But, man, it's a good fight for Izzy to get back in the win column. You know what I'm saying? So go on and lock him in there. How about Ibo Aslan? Ibo Aslan goes out there and defeats Rafael Sequeira. Bro, Ibo went out there and put them tongs on the man. You know what I'm saying? Put them hands on the man. Early on, just was letting fists fly like pistons. Bow, 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 bow. Busting the man all up in his grill. You know what I'm saying? Up against the octagon. Gets him out of there early. That was quality. You know, I was happy. That was very interesting, actually. That was very interesting. Nevertheless, shout out to Ebo. He goes out there. He gets it done. Has a tremendous post-fight speech. Outstanding, bro. I want to see that dude fight again. I don't want to see him fight no wrestlers or no grapplers. Throw him in there with somebody he can just throw hands, knock him out, and let's keep him moving. Let's make a star out of this guy. Anyway, let's move on. Outside of that, bro, just wanted to talk about Monteus Rebecki. Steps in there with Orabai. Bro, Madabek Orabai. Bro, fight of the night. It won fight of the night. Outstanding fight. Both men bloodied, battered, all types of cuts. Orabai's eye exploded. It blew up on the side of his head. He looked like the Toxic Crusader. If you understand that reference, bro, it was amazing. What a fight. What a fight. Orbai is made of something different. As I said, the homie looks like he comes to the octagon on top of a woolly mammoth. You know what I'm saying? This is a dude that has waged war for empires in his ancestry. You know what I'm talking about? But, bro, this man takes a loss to Rebecca. It was an outstanding fight. Shout out to Mateus Rebecca. He deserved that win. Outstanding fight. Finally, only other fight I really wanted to cover. There was a lot of good scraps, but the only one I wanted to talk about real quick was Abus Magomedov goes out there and defeats my guy Bruno Ferreira. Bro, you know, shout out to Abus, man. As my allergies start acting up. No, that wasn't that Connor drip. That wasn't that Connor drip. Don't try to plague me with that. That wasn't that Connor drip. That's that I need Zyrtec drip. Nevertheless, bro, shout out to Abus Magomedov. He goes out there and gets it done. You know, he did gas. You know, I mean, that's just what he does. He did run out of energy toward the end of the fight, but it's more improved because he made it to the final round and ultimately wrestled his way to a win, even though Bruno had him on skates in round 2. Nevertheless, great fight, outstanding card, but you can't talk about the whole card without just exploding all over. Pause. Ilia Topuria and Khamzat Chimaev doing their thing at the tippy top of the card, disposing of 2 legendary opponents, and it should be clapped up. It was amazing. It was 2 great fights to see for as long as they lasted. So that was it. That was UFC 308. We move forward. I'll be making a video here soon about that Rose versus Blanchfield fight coming up, as well as the my guy, Brandon Moreno, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Lego himself. So again, against a beast, you know what I'm saying. That's gonna be a fight against how do you say his name? Albazi. I might be messing up his name, but nevertheless, it's gonna be a good fight. So that was UFC 308. It was an outstanding card, but the 2 main events just delivered tremendously. So let me know what you thought about the pay-per-view, what you thought about those fights. You know, did your person win in the main event and the co-main event, or was it the opposite? Have you been crying for 3 days like me? Let me know. And once again, I do want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. And I check you next time. Peace. Michael Myers.